I'm really excited for this expert insight. There is tons of information that is really relevant to you. I was lucky to bring in Corey Jacobs. Corey is a highly successful medical sales rep and a very successful sales trainer. He's an intelligent, thoughtful, methodical, hard-working sales rep. He is a kind person. He is very giving, and I really enjoyed our conversation, and I know you will too. He graduated from the University of West Georgia. He did not immediately become a medical sales rep, but he did jump into healthcare sales. He worked for a recruitment agency where he found his way into a position where he was actually meeting with the top executives of hospitals and selling them on the recruitment services. Having been in that space for years, he was then recruited by a medical sales company and took the leap, where he's been extremely successful. And 2 out of those 3 years, he's been a part of the President's Club, which essentially recognizes you for being a part of the top sales reps in the entire country. But what makes his insights so powerful is the fact that he started his own sales training company, an organization in which he consulted sales teams, both small and large organizations, to pay him tens of thousands of dollars to come in and speak to their team either for a day or for a few days, and had also online platforms and has trained countless people over the years. He has trained them on sales skills, mindset, and more. The more I talk to him, the more I discover. I still have more to discover, but there is so much information packed in our conversations. I'm really excited for you to listen in on my conversations with Corey Jacobs. It's where you're at today, to the point where you said you're managing $21 million book of business. I look at that number and I extrapolate that out in my head because, and tell me if I'm wrong here, disposables are extremely inexpensive products, generally speaking. So the amount of products within that $21 million that's a massive book of business for disposables, I think. Yeah.
Oh, you're
that's incredible, man. So could you get into what you sell now or what you... So could you get into what you sell now or what specialty you've sold in for a majority of your career, at least, to kind of give some insight into like what that world is like?
Yeah, so in medical device, I sell disposables, so one-time use products is the major parts of my bag. I'm in oncology and vascular care. Each are a tree with 1,000 branches. I mean, when you think of oncology, I'm sure you think of cancer. My products within oncology is hazardous drug safety, meaning my products keep clinicians, patients, and anyone around these hazardous drugs safe from being exposed to the aerosols or the drips and drops. So one product in particular that's made me quite successful and that I've become an expert at is called a closed system transfer device. This is a product of multiple components that is used to compound chemotherapy or other hazardous drugs within the pharmacy. It's also used to transport it. Same components are used to administer it, whether through a syringe or an IV bag. So I sell that, and then I sell a contamination device that measures hazardous drug, like on surfaces where it shouldn't be, like under an IV pole or on a keyboard or toilet, XYZ. That's the oncology side. And then on the vascular care side, really just infection prevention. So let's say your vein is already accessed. I sell the care and maintenance of making sure you don't get any kind of bloodstream infection or any kind of hospital-acquired infection at all, and the products that hospital is using are used to its full capacity without having to change it unnecessarily.
Gotcha.
So
they're being really efficient with their use. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So if somebody newer to the field or has never even been into the field, they hear this, it's like, how the heck did you even get into that? How do you find yourself, like, I'm going to imagine you weren't like looking for, like, you knew about the technology and you're like, let me find a role in this space. It's quite opposite, right? The role kind of found you, maybe, or was it relationship? What was it?
Yeah. I got lucky. I mean, I did the hard work, but I did get lucky. I'm with a great organization called Becton Dickinson. They are a very large, prestigious company, and I got reached out to by a recruiter. So I was very lucky. Now, Pedro, I'm sure you being in medical device for as long as you get reached out by recruiters all the time, and it's hard to like listen and figure out if it's real. But I took someone's call. And it was in a moment of time where I was probably going to transition out of my consulting sales, I was in. So it just was good timing. I had no clue, to answer your question, I had no clue what a closed system transfer device was or what consisted in oncology. I had zero clue. So no, I didn't know about the technology before. During the interview process, part of my role was to learn about the products as best as possible. So that was my first stab at that, and I was able to do understand it quite well, and I really learned more about the products themselves as I did the job. I started in 2021.